Hello, hello. This is Grandmaster Yaz coming to you with a general message from the Coven. General message from the Coven. This will be a collective read for all zodiac signs. A collective read for all zodiac signs. If there are any that appear during the reading, we will figure that out then. But again, this is a collective reading. And let's see, start with some oracles. So we have love. Let's see what else we got. Oh, snap, we got stuff flying. Okay. So then we have frustration. And then we have rest. All right. And then we're going to get some tarot to clarify. Let's see. So love, frustration, rest. I'm already starting to kind of pick up on a message here. What I'm hearing is that you're spending a lot of time focusing on something in your love life that is not going quite the way you would like it to be going. It's leading you to be very frustrated. And it's messing with your ability to truly, genuinely rest, right? Like everything that you do, every move you make is just inundated with thoughts about this love situation. Inundated about this love situation. So let's see. Tarot cards. Let's see what's going on. So looks like we have the Hermit in reverse. Okay, so experiencing some loneliness, some withdrawal, paralyzed by fear. All right, get two more cards. Oops, no. Okay. The Lovers in the uprights. Okay, looking at some major decisions that need to be made. Alright, and then the last one we got here is the Ten of Cups in reverse. Okay, I'll set it off the side. So, again, like I'm saying, collective, what I'm getting for you with this love, frustration, rest in the Oracle, and then trying to clarify that with the Hermit in reverse, the Lovers in the upright, and the Ten of Cups in the reverse, is that there are a lot of choices that you need to make in regards to this particular love connection. You feel stuck. There is a lack of security that you feel with this particular partner. And it's due to some previous dysfunction that has happened in the relationship. And so rather than continuing to inundate yourself with thoughts of what to do about the situation, Spirit is telling you that you need to make a choice. Is that you need to no longer be paralyzed by fear, because the more and more that you continue to put off this decision, the more exhausted you're becoming. It is extremely tiring to constantly feel like you are in a toxic cycle with someone, even if you truly love that person and feel as though you guys are these twin flames, or you guys are soulmates, that you have to then realize that at a certain point in time, true, genuine connection isn't going to feel that way. And so the more you think about it, the more you realize how dysfunctional this particular relationship is or has become. And so with that high level of frustration will continue to create tension in the other aspects of your life, the other relationships of your life, right? Because you're not going to want to end up putting a lot of the frustration and those feelings, that negative feelings that you're feeling towards your partner, onto others. So therefore you're just staying away from people that you care about, right? That might include, your friends, other family members, extended family members, individuals at work who you maybe began to grow a, relationship with, as far as, beyond just being coworkers, but actually really connecting with one another and developing true, genuine friendships. I'm trying to pull back from that because you are trying to focus on making your relationship work, even at the detriment of yourself and at the detriment of your other relationships that you have with people around you. And so I did want to pull a couple more oracle cards, but it is looking like you're just avoiding a decision that should have just been made a long time ago. And if that decision is to stay with this person and to work on things to try to fix the dysfunction within your connection, then so be it. But then you have to truly dedicate yourself to that, right? You can no longer continue to harbor on the things that happen in the past within your relationship. And you have to move forward and forge a new relationship, right? And that is difficult to do for some, right? I think it's difficult to do for many. So with that, I think, a lot of people may choose to say, hey, it might just be better for everybody emotionally, physically, mentally, to just completely walk away. And so, whatever decision is that you end up making, a decision needs to be made. And Spirit is telling you that you need to make that decision soon. Because again, all you're doing is destroying other relationships around you through your isolation, and you're exhausted. It's showing up in your day-to-day. You're not following the routines that you kind of set for yourself, the goals that you set for yourself. You're not working towards them as actively as you once were, and you're allowing everything to essentially kind of be clouded by not knowing what to do about this relationship, about this romantic connection. So I'm not sure if this is someone who you have been with for a long time, or someone that you have, started seeing maybe within the past year, if it's been something off and on, or if it's a situationship, but whatever, it is definitely a romantic relationship, that there needs to be a decision about what is to be done about the connection, right? And is that walking away, or is that trying to grow? All right. So I cannot give you what you want or deserve. I'm sorry. So I'm hearing that is a message from your partner, right? From the person that you're trying to work things out with, or, figure out if you want to work things out with, that they're telling you they cannot give you what you want and what you deserve. And while they are sorry about that, that's what it is, right? And so I think this is a message that is representative of you. But I smile on the outside, but I'm dying on the inside. And so while you are going through your day-to-day, you're smiling and trying to make the best of things. However, you are not truly feeling like yourself anymore. And even though you are smiling, people could tell that, right? Which is why it is destroying some of those relationships that you have outside of this connection, right? And why that dysfunction that you feel continues to grow, right, within your connection. And then my mask keeps me safe. I need to fake my feelings. So I think I'm hearing that as something, as a message for you, right? Is that you're trying to keep this mask up, try not to let everybody really know what's going on in your connection with this person. Oops, I just threw on the floor. Connection with this person. But, people who care about you can see through that, right? It's very clear to see that something is wrong. And so rather than avoiding, what the inevitable might be, it is time to just make a decision to either walk away, or to, maybe seek some type of counseling with this person, or, finding ways to really move forward from whatever type of dysfunction that happened within your connection. And so I think that at this point, the more you continue to avoid that decision, the more resentful that you become. And the more resentful you become, the more it creates tension in the already strained relationship. And so we're going to go for the one more here. I have lost faith in you and cannot see a future with you anymore. I think at this point, that's the mental turmoil that is defined directly right here, is that there's part of you that wants to hold on to this love connection, right, that you feel with this person, right, that sometimes when it's really good, it's really good, but also when it's bad, it's really bad, and that you feel like there's a deep sexual connection with you all, and that there's also a possibility that you could be maybe soulmates. I mean, it just was so, the connection, it was so deep in the beginning, and there's spurts and moments where you see that come back out, and so you're holding on to that. But then there's a part of you that also doesn't see a future with this person anymore, right? And so you're holding on to the idea of what this person could be rather than the reality. And so again, I believe the cards are telling you to make a decision, right? In this particular card, you have a no. On this particular card, there's a yes. And then the Lover's yes or no, right? So you really are going back and forth every day with what you should be doing. And that's, to me, what is causing that deep frustration and leading you to become extremely exhausted. And so it is imperative that you make the decision soon, sooner rather than later at least, before it completely strips you of who you are. Because the last thing you want to do is continue to break yourself down, trying to preserve and hold on to a connection, right? Because you might be putting yourself in a position where you are grabbing, right, at the sharp end of the knife, trying to hold on so tight, and you're cutting yourself in the process and kind of destroying that personality and the baseline being of who you are, in order to still have this person in your life. So again, this is a collective reading from Grandmaster Yaz, coming to you straight from the coven.